thing we feel like we're lacking is time. Personally, I have so much on my plate. Running a brand, coming up with ideas, keeping track of deadlines, samples, and manufacturers, it seems like it's never ending. Let me show you how the greatest designers in the world think and plan their collections with today's sponsor, Mila Note. Mila Note is a perfect tool for organizing your projects. I'm currently using Mila Note to organize Capsule 2 of Revision and the early stages of design, which you guys have seen me make throughout the channel. Let me show you guys how I use Mila Note. The first thing you're going to want to do is collect ideas and create a mood board of some sort. What I love about this program is the different ways you can integrate photos, images, and files. It also allows you to centralize your ideas of thought so you don't get into that creative block. Trust me, I have 10,000 images on my computer alone, so having the ability to keep everything in one place is ideal. Like any good designer, I usually start by looking through the internet to figure out what type of garment I'm making. Is it washed? Is it cropped? Is it oversized? I generally tailor towards trends while also staying true to the brand's ethos. This whole idea of creating a new era vintage. Having the ability to quickly add captions to images is absolutely elite, especially if you want to go back and realize why you have something referenced. Jotting down key concepts like wash and print styles that you have in mind are key so you don't forget them later on when you're going into manufacturing. With the web clipper extension tool for Chrome and Safari, Mila Note makes it easy for you to grab things for your board. You can go ahead and grab images from any sort of website, or go ahead and grab a link or even video links from YouTube so you can understand how to do certain print styles or get a better understanding of the sort of feel that you want for your garment or graphic. I have what you would call an overall mood board. It includes all the colors, design examples, and anything else I can think of. I simply drag and drop anything that inspires me. Mila Note also comes in clutch if you want to experiment with things like different color palettes. And the web clipper feature automatically saves all the images that we had before in an unsorted area, which you can go ahead and drag them into your board to ensure that your board stays clean. This is really helpful in the event that you don't want something or it's not really matching the sort of aesthetic you're going for. But like I said, this is my everything overall board, so I put whatever I want in here just to spark ideas later down the road or just to generally help in my thinking process. So now that we have a general idea of the sort of project that we're working on, you got the summery vibes, but you also got the very dark, grunge and distressed graphics that add into the whole aesthetic of remade vintage. We can go ahead and start tailoring down our boards to suit certain graphics that we're going for. This is just to build ideas, so once we have those ideas, let's go ahead and act upon them. The first thing I do is navigate back to the main revision board, and then I go ahead and go into the design and ideas board, the design process. This has everything from start to finish, getting a design ready. From here, you can see our target audiences, and we can see the general goal of the project that we're working with. The description is Aussie summer, t-shirts, polo, mesh shorts, long sleeves, heavy graphics, and custom tags. So that's just a general overview of what we're going with, and it kind of summarizes the mood board in a sense. The first thing I always do is add some sort of to-do list. Now this allows me to stay on task and makes me not wonder. Obviously we have all these descriptions here of different garments, but we're not going to do all the different garments. We have 3 garments that we're focusing on, but generally a graphics to-do or to-do list that you have is important. Now that we have our to-do list complete, let's go ahead and look at a more complete board. For instance, this one with the graphic tees. I have simple, strong maybe, and a complex design. The way I distinguish all these is basically which ones do I feel like work the best. This one's going to work the best because it's going to be the easiest to print. This is a strong maybe because it correlates with this design, but it's also not the colors or sort of aesthetic that I go with my brand traditionally. As opposed to this, it's perfectly online with the branding, but it's a bit more complex. The first thing I like to do once I have these graphics almost finished or almost complete / ready to send off, I go ahead and introduce the actual files. So the fact that you can actually drag in files in Mila Note is crazy. Granted that these files are not large, but just the ability to add in files into Mila Note is very impressive. I can go ahead and introduce an image that reflects the sort of print style that we're going with, just to correlate the two. And then go ahead and add in something like some color swatches, just to call out colors to the manufacturer in the event that you don't have access to something like Pantones or something like that. I really like the names that they give out, and also the hex codes. It's very clutch. Now that the board is populated with both the actual graphic and also the graphic file and the print style that we're going with, all that's left is to package these as actual technicals, or you could just generally send this to a manufacturer or somebody who can do the technical for you so you can get the design ready for production. But overall, all these designs are complete and ready for production. We can see here everything from the size charts that are reference of Trinity label, and also just the actual print or wash that we're going with for each t-shirt. This is what I mean by a almost complete sort of board. All the designs are finished. It's just a matter of fact of getting semantics correct and ensuring that we're happy with the product that we're about to produce. Going back and checking out the polo design, it's more of a loose idea still, but I have everything here ready and complete for a full design. I also have graphics that I can easily tailor to the design to make this process a lot easier. Now in Mila Note, you can opt to draw on any board that you like, or have these little sketch panels which integrate perfectly into the program, making it easy to brainstorm designs in real time. I find this tool very helpful, especially when it comes to these sort of graphics that you need to tailor towards a garment real quick and see what it looks like rather than just think of it or write a note. Now the jean shorts are generally on the same page. I don't have a solid idea on them, but I want to make a process video on these jean shorts in the coming future so I can show you guys my general thinking on coming up with an idea, putting it within Mila Note, and then producing the actual garment for you guys to watch. However, some cool things that I want to point out is using personalized sort of print styles like metal tags and also these sort of PVC plastic tags that set you apart from the rest of the crowd. So this is why planning for your designs is very important. I've also done a sketch based on the garment to give you guys a visual idea of what I'm talking about when I'm saying PVC, metal tags. I just want to show you guys exactly how my brain thinks, and Mila Note is the perfect way of displaying that. Also, getting the correct terminology for the different types of washes that you have for your jeans is extremely important. You don't want to communicate with your manufacturer that you want a bleach wash when you were talking about an acid wash, because the two outcomes are completely different and you'll end up with a product that you're not happy with. To close this off, I usually have a production ready section where I include complete technical details or create a new board to add everything into, including the art files. I then send this off to a manufacturer or another team member for final review. In general, I love the layout of Mila Note and its ability to bring the feel of a sketchbook into a digital space. Often we look for multiple tools to solve this issue, but with Mila Note, it's all in one. If you guys want an easy way to organize your creative projects, don't forget to check out Mila Note with the first link in the description and sign up for free today.